speak the language. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless. We were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. Fire was set in the dark. It's time that you know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless. We were born for greatness. It doesn't matter if the world is going mad. If we just hold on, if we just hold on. The sky is falling and the world is going mad. And we sing our songs and we just hold on. So if you're running, stop running. One life, one chance, start living. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless. We were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless. We were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless. We were born for greatness.
Like that.
They say that I'm reckless because I'm relentless. They spit on my face and crush on my name and taking my life in vengeance. Yeah, you could try and blame us and try and take what's sacred, but we're not nameless, we're not faceless. We were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. Fire was set in the dark.
Just trying to, we got 30 minutes. We can prolong this, get some people in here. And then I've noticed that people are actually watching this later.
We're on the page now.
Oh, you're sharing it now? Yeah, you gotta make sure you make it public.
Yeah, it's public.
All right, so I'll go ahead and give y'all the official welcome. Welcome to the King's Council. And for the viewers watching, I am King James Cass. I am here with Eros and Kitana. I said it right. Gemini, out of Orlando, and their creation is the Gemini Project, and that is what we're going to talk about in the council today. And so it's not just highlighting them as performers, but we're also honoring them with the work they do in the community. And again, this is what the council is about: highlighting performers and honoring public figures and anybody that does work for the LGBTQ community. And of course, my heart is for the work that gets done with the trans community. So there's 2 viewers, but it's on YouTube, so there'll be more later.
It's fine.
It's fine. If we can, we know how we do this. We
Right.
do drag shows where we have to like try to make sure that people come in.
Well, that's why I have, the lovely performers that I have, because they all have followers and viewers. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just a small
Not so
world.
much here.
It's not really a small world, but you get the concept. Like one person shares it, and then someone has friends in this area that may know these people.
6 degrees of separation.
Your lips are so. I just noticed it. Sorry.
What?
Your lips are so bad. I just noticed it. Sorry.
Oh.
Are you using that collagen? You plumping?
What?
Doing that Jenner girl with the cup?
Lips are so small. You're saying they're red.
I'm white. Look, I am white and Native American. I got no lips.
Well,
None.
I'm just white.
So I know, like, none of us have actually, met face to face and everything, but so I actually got y'all on my Facebook through this one messing around with your live feed one night.
Oh,
In the dressing room, and I think
you guys were in the dressing room.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, I sent
Ready?
I sent Kitana a friend request because of the last name Gemini.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm a huge astrology nerd. So, and it's like, I mean, I could already be one of your children. Hang on. I got you right there.
Oh, shit.
It's in the Ace of Hearts too.
Like that.
I just have I have what I have on my shirt on my arm, as I showed you earlier.
Yeah. My best friend is a Gemini. And so it actually lives in, down in Fort Lauderdale. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
Juno.
What?
Juno.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Juno Vibrance?
Yeah, I know Juno, yeah. I know Juno, Maya, everything. Yeah, Juno was,
last week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, so like I did her last week and everything because she busts her ass. Like she's every day up on a live, everything, and it's from her phone. I know I offered her if you want to use my StreamYard, I can, get that hooked up for you. That way you can use it because she deserves to be on a larger platform. So I wanted to do something for her on that. So we're at 8. And we got 25 minutes. So I know he's told me a little bit about Project Gemini. So elaborate for me, please.
It's just pretty much something that we wanted to do for the community. I saw a post one time about someone that was transgender, and unfortunately, they felt so uncomfortable shopping somewhere that people staring at them, and so that they found what they wanted to buy, and they felt so like uncomfortable with surroundings. They just put what they wanted back on the hanger and they left the store.
I've done
And
that.
it's not the store's fault, but they were at Ross.
I shop at Ross.
Oh, I love Ross. I go there.
TJ Maxx, Marshalls.
I just felt bad, and after I read that, like a few days later, I was thinking about something because we were talking about doing something for like a charity or a benefit to help those in need.
Like
and
we did one
else.
for Spectrum Healthcare already. So, but yeah, we're talking about it going on. I was like, we were actually at a store, and I was not wanting to pick out some clothes, and I had to like convince this one to come with me. You know how it feels.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. And then she was like, "Oh, well, I saw this article," and I'm like, why don't we don't have around in this area that does stuff like that.
Oh yes, that was there was an article too.
It was an article.
There was also an article. This also happened in, I think it was in LA. It was LA or somewhere, San Diego.
Okay.
That I read that they were doing something like that, and I was like, we should be doing something like that too.
Well, now
project.
Right. So I know in Charleston, everything we are family. They do a lot with the youth. The trans youth. They have a thrift store like how Out of the Closet is here and everything. And occasionally they'll do things like that with makeovers and stuff. For the trans community, also with cats. Does a lot of work there. And then my little brother, he's like a little brother to me. He actually opened up an organization in Illinois.
Okay.
It's called The Clock, and he's actually going to be on next week with Allison Smith from We Are Family. She does a support group with the parents of transgender teens.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like incorporating all of this, And
Listen,
then, the 11th next week is actually Aquarius and my friend Maggie doing Prep is for Everybody, so inclusive. Yeah. So it's working a way up to that trans week. So, but now I know, I don't know if he's told you exactly what I plan on doing with the council and the roundtable.
We've kind of talked about it, but not like.
So, and this is why I wanted y'all on too, because the council that right now is me showing the world my foundation,
right,
and those that are pouring it and setting the corner blocks for my kingdom. I plan on turning the council and the roundtable into after the quarantine to charity shows for different organizations, and I want to work with the Gemini Project first, and until I get my nonprofit paperwork and license and everything in order, and turn the whole thing into a nonprofit that specializes in transgender sexual health needs, mental health, physical, and housing issues.
Yeah.
So everywhere that I fell through the cracks.
Exactly, and that's the right thing.
Yeah, and so the work that y'all do, it touches my heart, and I don't even know y'all, and I love y'all. Not just for what y'all give on stage and keep the community entertained. That way, I feel like y'all are being true to what drag was meant for.
Helping others. As well as others.
A voice for that underdog. The ones that were brave enough to stand in that spotlight and take all the criticism, but they were the voice for everybody that didn't have one.
Yeah, I'm happy to say we have, I think it's about, I think it totals up to the clothes that we've collected so far before the quarantine started. We have about 5 30-gallon bags just full of just assorted clothes.
We have drag.
And drag clothes as well as everything else.
Nice.
We have some shoes, accessories, jewelry, handbags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We want to collect. I want to collect at least when everything gets back to normal. We want to collect 15 more bags.
The original plan was going based off of the article. So back to the article was they were charging people to come in see it close.
Okay. But it was like $5.
It was like $5 for
$1
an
to 5
entry.
per item.
Right, I can see that, but give them a little makeover, session too and everything. So,
Well, what if we could do better? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, offer them a way where they don't even have to pay.
Yeah, it's absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
okay,
Because I'm partnered up with Spectrum, which is they actually do my GAT, which is therapy, and I partnered up with them. I work with like some of the others, like the Center. We kind of like we work with the organizations around us so that we could try their area to reach out.
now what efforts have y'all? What ideas to expand this?
We actually, our house is well spread throughout Florida. So my siblings each lives. So we have plus their family members that branch off of our drag therapy. So like the House of Infinity is helping.
Okay.
It was all gonna get started literally a week before like the quarantine hit.
Okay.
We were ahead and get started in Tampa, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, St. Pete,
right.
And then they were gonna do like events, charities, their weekly, nightly events. People were gonna come donate their clothes or anything that they have, and then we'll either go down there, so like when we have like bookings, we'll pick up the items, bring it here. If they come here, I'll meet them somewhere. We'll pick up those items and stuff like that. It's just
Corona
happened. So now everything's just put on hold for a few.
Yeah, but that means everybody can go to their closets and collect.
And we believe it or not, I've had so many messages. Hey, when this is over, I want you to know I have 3 totes of clothes for you because I have nothing to do right now.
And then just so everyone knows, everything will be clean.
Oh, everything
will be clean.
We actually
sanitized, dried. So I don't want anyone to think that we're just collecting items.
Right.
Here, take it. No. No. Especially with everything that's going on right now.
Yeah, we made sure we were originally going to, but.
Well, now speaking of what's going on right now, I know me and Eros has talked and everything, and we've got a lot of the same, what's a good word for it? Spa issues. So one of my friends, she calls it the spa. Anyway, but a lot of the same, cool. And so with this going on, see, I done lost my train of thought. Dang it. With all of this going on and everything, where do you see, like, I know with the clothes drive, that's a great start, but are y'all getting any kind of like ideas off of this to dig deeper into helping?
Oh yeah, I have been sitting here and my mind has been going 360 hours.
It has.
Because I always be working. So since I worked 2 jobs, performing, and I was working at a bars, it was like I never had the time to like stop and think. But now I have all these ideas because I'm sitting around.
Yeah, he has.
Scorpio.
About it. We're just gonna bring those once everything's back to normal, and hopefully, because from what I hear, there's still gonna be social distancing even after things reopen. So once everything is 100% back to normal, we'll be back in full force.
Well, I mean, what's normal?
Life.
What's normal? Because we're not going to be able to ever experience the actual normal again.
Yeah. Where we can actually have the community get back to.
Right.
We're still going to be able to do things for our community before it gets back to where we need to be, but the other members will be able to do more in the other community.
Right. Now I know, like me personally, I'm not working. I'm not making time. I was living off, Wednesday night tips at 2 open stages. I've never felt so at ease, less stressed than anything because I'm getting to do what I love. Yeah.
I mean, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time for me. Like I worked so much that I knew that I was when I was burning myself out, and so it's like it's a blessing that I can recollect everything and think about everything that I've done in the past 6 months of drag and kind of like fix on that and everything else that I'm working on. I can actually put it together. But then it's like you can think about stressing about more. So
right. Well, I mean, and I know they've really, got you a different level on your drag and everything and where you're taking it. I know a lot of people Right. A lot of people say stuff about me because, I've been doing this for 12 years and my drag has been, I just now started doing makeup because I can go shirtless. And everything. I've always done the political route and to send the message on everything. So, I'm one of those.
Well, I mean, my drag, people kind of like acknowledge.
His drag is just all about
It's kind
fun.
of, yeah.
I know it is. I know it is.
His little shy and curious side into the spotlight. That's what
Instead
it
Right,
is.
of-
right. I
So,
saw
like-
that with the Dr. Seuss. You can totally see that all over his face.
and
Um,
I was living my life during our family makeup brush challenge.
Right.
I'm like, hey, I'm already in this. I'm performing in this. Let's go.
right. Now, so what made you start the House of Gemini, actually?
Oh wow, that was that was quite a few years ago. I'm trying to think the correct way to say it.
It's informal. You ain't got to be correct. Just say it as it comes.
No, there was a big part of everything, like House of Adonis, House of Gemini, were always part of the House of Infinity
Right.
and everything else. So I used to be the Orlando chapter mother back in
Okay.
the day
All right. Yeah.
and everything else. And then everyone just decided to maybe just go, part their own ways.
Yeah.
Everything else. I think that's the best way to say it.
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
Divided but stayed family.
Yeah, divided for state family. And then like Kaya and Blaze, they decided to do Adonis.
Yeah.
I stuck with Infinity
My
for a little
aunt.
longer and then branched off and did Gemini and everything else. But we're all sister houses.
Right.
So
Right.
like, there's no drama there or anything else.
Oh, we
I
all
We
love
still
it.
help each other out. So.
My auntie's actually my roommate.
And Power Infinity is still my
Right.
drag mother. I think she's the overall mother of Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Miss Power Infinity in Tampa. Yes.
Grandmama.
Well, that's like, I know Dina had been trying to get me down to St. Pete for the past almost 4 years. And then I get down here and she's not here anymore. So, but I liked how y'all did that and everything. Everybody knows the names.
Right.
And it's when you get a face with that name, it's different from what you hear.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know how many people walked up to me and they're like, "Are you like?" They'll hear someone say Eros and they'll be like, "That's it," and then they're like, "Where can like they'll just be like, you're not what I thought."
Right. Well, that's
I was
like
What am I supposed to be?
I'm the only member of my the cast family that doesn't have a crown.
Oh, I don't have a crown.
I've been first runner up in everything that I've ran in.
I
You know.
No, actually, I won.
You wouldn't get a couple.
I won a competition in Eros newcomer. Right before.
My first time on stage was at Amateur Night. I won that, but there was only 2 of us.
Oh, but you still won.
I still won that. That was when I was 19. But it's not a crown. But no. So my
It's
thing
still
was, it's still win. Oh, I'm winning. I win every day because I follow my platform.
I
'Cause-
won. I got to choose my drag mother.
Right. That's like I know with you and having the family that you have. This is why the saying that has stuck with me is not every king wears a crown. You don't have to have that crown to be able to continue your mission.
Right.
It took me a while to learn that.
No, you don't. I don't think you don't need a title at all. As long as you have like a good support system, family, friends that are there for you, and everything else, you'll be fine.
And see, that's why I make these kingdoms.
Yeah.
So, like the main members of the round table are from states that I've lived in.
Okay.
And then 2 of which that I witnessed them get on stage for the first time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I saw a performance yesterday night.
Is it what?
I watched my first time I ever performed yesterday. I was a backup dancer for a drag queen. Girl, I was like, oh, that's not me. I said, no, ma'am. And then I watched it the time when
Was this after I went upstairs?
yeah,
Oh,
because
okay,
it
I was
popped
like-
up. So someone sent it. They're like, they're like, oh, you posted about how
Yeah.
good your. And I was like, yeah. They're like, well, have you known how better your performance is? I'm like, they were trying to be shady, right?
Right, yeah. Throw
Yeah,
some shade at that orange tree, right?
What?
It made sense in my head. It didn't make sense when it came out.
No,
Oh.
I got it.
I couldn't
It's
hear.
fine.
Because you get shade from a tree, and you're in Florida, oranges.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I get.
they were throwing shade at that orange tree.
Oh. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah. I'm just saying, it's like when you have the support system you have. Typically, I would get very like frustrated, but then I realized like my sister Brianna told me the first time when she asked me why I wanted to be a Gemini, she told me that it was gonna be like rough, you know.
I
You're gonna
love
get
Rihanna.
yeah, drag's rough. You're gonna get criticism. You're gonna get drama. There's gonna be this. There's gonna be that. You're gonna go home and hate your performance. You're gonna love your performance. Like it's always gonna be something that's gonna be a learning. So I just started getting to the point where it's like, okay, well, I really messed this up this time. What can I fix next time? So I take that and then I put it in Project Gemini.
You
And,
learn
like,
from yourself.
I just work on everything like
Right.
what that did.
Now I know, like, you know, I really don't give a damn what anybody says about me as long as I had fun and got my point across. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
I'm a stubborn asshole, so
Well, it's supposed to be, it's always a learning process. Because I
Right.
mean, I've been doing this for over 12 years, along with our other roommate, Kaya, who's the mother of the Adonis and everything else. We've been doing it for over 12 years, and we're still learning things till today, and everything else. It's a non-stop learning process.
right. You know, and it's like I'm not one of those. I'm not all rhinestones, glitter, any of that. And
Oh, yeah.
extravagant. I'm not.
You're Mr.
I've been on stage. I've been on stage since I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I can do it. Dang, what is this? I can do a dang good, Kenny Chesney, Brantley Gilbert. Give me an impersonation if you want me to do something like that.
I can't perform a country song anywhere. Right?
If not,
I was like, you can't.
Well, you better
We
have
could
a
go
country.
online and do it. We could do a country.
Let's do a country.
We just did a country night for college night like
I wouldn't step foot in Southern country.
4 months ago.
That was Shark Bash, and I did not.
one of my most tipped numbers, I am in a towel.
Oh,
That's it. A towel.
now you know.
No,
A
the
towel.
most tipped was one of this was when I first got my job strap. And I went to
Look at me.
because I came up to you and I started I was wearing a jock strap and I had like these leather pants or whatever.
Right now.
Yeah, so like I never wear them when I perform. Well, I guess it made such a big difference that I wore one. So like people started putting money everywhere.
Mhm.
So I couldn't. I had just there was nowhere to put it. So I walked to Kitana and I was like, I need help. I'm pulling all this money like my jock strap and people are still coming and I'm just like I can't. I don't even think I performed. Like to me that night was like my performance was
But they saw what they wanted to see.
exactly. So that that sometimes those numbers are the
Right.
ones that.
Well, that's like, I go down to Liberian on Wednesday nights where that Aquarius and Adriana always had down there. Bust out, I got a cowboy hat on, unbuttoned my shirt and everything. I'm good. Golden. Got
Lord.
these going down the pants.
And boost you got
that has fed me. That has fed me. I know I'm actually when all this is over, gonna be supposed to be get put on the roster at Bradley's for Go-Go. So
okay, there you go.
Congratulations.
Yeah. my legs falling asleep. I have to sit crooked.
I've lived in, and we left some where you're not to leave. Brianna and them snuck me out and snuck me back in.
Oh, I don't know.
It was one of the first times I went to Tampa with you, and you're like, "Don't worry, you're gonna get lost." And they took me, and then they took me across the street, and then tell me, and then they almost left me. It's a great night. No, she told me not to leave.
Well, my first experience in Tampa was I was going to surprise Maya at Bradley's, right? Never been to Tampa ever. I'm walking around. Next thing I know, by the end of the night, I'm hauling suitcases, and I've got her suitcase, I've got Natasha's champagne suitcase, and everything. I'm like, well, I just merged right back into where I was at, huh?
There.
Yeah.
They call me the little queen's bitch when I first started.
He was helping out everybody.
No, like it was a joke, but it was because I would get drunk.
Yeah.
I would volunteer. Some odd reason I would volunteer to help everybody.
That was nice of you.
See, that's the way I was too, and everything. But I'm one of those. I'm very protective of the queens in my life.
Yeah, but listen, because
Yeah.
I helped twins, they have in ways. So like they have taught me different tips for makeup and stuff. So it's like a lot of people don't realize that one little act of kindness that you may not realize kind helps you in the long run. And like I feel like with the community that I do with all the partners for the projects.
A smile is very contagious.
Just like
yeah. I know it's like I'm always when I do these things, I'm usually in the shadows. I call it myself the man that made the rocket. And this is my first time actually being like up front and center of something like this. So it's like the performers that I have chosen here, like and put it into this and everything. Everybody has their role, and it's like so. I made Eros. He is the king's compass. So,
compass. What does that detail?
So in the backstory that I put, because I'm painting an entire image and a story for everything, because I'm a high functioning autistic.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to, I've got to have everything visual, for it. So, and in the backstory, he's polishing the stars. Given direction as he's polishing the North Star, that's when he hears the king's cry. So it's the directional because the story of Gemini is the twins, Castor and Pollux, which is the only mythology's tale of the zodiac that isn't questioned because there's actually those two stars inside the constellation Gemini.
Yeah.
And it's a set of twins. One was Zeus's and one was mortal.
I know.
They lived their entire lives together. They did everything together. The Trojan War. They both went search for the Holy Grail and the Fleece together. When Pollux he got killed in one of their adventures, Castor begged Zeus to let him go be with his brother in the underworld. And instead of losing his son to the underworld, he cast him into the heavens, so they'd forever be together.
Oh.
And he made Pollux immortal.
Yeah.
And so he wouldn't have to lose his son, and the brothers could be together. So the story of Gemini is how I ended up making Eros the king's compass.
Oh, now
So gotta go around my elbow to get my butt. So, but yeah, so it has to do with the constellation Gemini and him being from the house of Gemini. So,
well, that was cute.
I had ugly parents. It worked out for my favor.
I am just my father, like my real father, straight to T, side by side.
I mean, my dad looks like a Mexican, so
I'm Puerto Rican, so
he's 75% Native American.
Yeah, I'm a mutt.
I'm a blonde that can tan.
At least you're lucky there. See, like I'm the German, Irish. I got
all that too.
So like I get hairs and stuff in my beards all the time.
See,
and like
English, Irish, Dutch, German, Cherokee, Blackfoot, and Sioux.
Oh, there you go.
You can AKC register me. I came in as a tricolored beagle.
Oh, there you go.
Blonde, red, jet black.
So how far you get on a reserve?
No, I didn't grow up on a reserve. No, my dad was in the Navy before he met my mom, and my mom, she were like small town, school and church, and my dad grew up in Possum Kingdom.
Well, there you go.
What's Possum Kingdom?
Oh, well, it used to have a fire station and a dirt track.
She's not.
So it's not a city. It's not a city, but it's not a town.
Yeah.
Okay, I was born in a city. I was born in Sunnyside, Queens, New York. So.
Okay, yeah. See, no, I'm from the upstate of South Carolina originally.
Yeah, she's not used to the country terms,
Well, no, it's called Possum Kingdom. It's Possum Kingdom.
Joke about the little in betweens, like
the valley, the valleys and the villages and the communities. Like I grew up in Cheddar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's in between Belton and Winston.
Okay, no idea, but okay.
No, but I could either go to District 1 school or District 2 school, and they were rivals.
I grew up here in Orlando, but the Popka, Zelwood, Mount Dora in the country.
So we are coming to our last little bit of seconds here.
All right.
Okay.
And so be expecting care packages from. I gotta box them up and everything. It was Emerald's idea. Assistant over it. A lot of hygiene stuff, and then also the first 4 shows after this quarantine are going to be for the Gemini Project.
Oh,
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
So, and then see what we can get going on with working together on getting
Okay.
stuff going. And
definitely.
I've got the resources in multiple states.
There we go. Just I wanna help people.
We appreciate it.
Well, I talked today. I can get the nonprofit paperwork, $1,500, and I got
And
somebody that can fill it out and do it all.
Yeah, it's been a work in progress, you know.
All right. Well, since you're not gonna be with us over here, I can get you to sign us out here, and that way I can change and get over there.
All right, have a great night.
Bye. Thank you so much.